Welcome to the Teaching Tools session in second for language teaching in virtual worlds. I am going to be introducing Barbara Novelli, who is going to be our teacher today. And she has a great package ready for us, and she's going to show us everything we need to know about teaching with games in virtual worlds. So I'm glad you were all patient. We are going to be recording this session, and so if you do not wish to be recorded, then you may have to find some distance away that is out of range. Now you can always follow this session on the Adobe Connect live stream if you do not wish to be actually recorded in the session. But thank you for hanging around, and I will turn the floor over to Barbara here, who has had decades of mentoring fellow teachers one-on-one through in-services, as well as an ESL teacher trainer for Oxford seminars, and as a conference presenter for the Test of English as a Second Language and for the virtual world. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. But in any case, I will turn the floor over to you, Barbara. Thank you.
Okay, well, what we're going to do is I'm going to have you take a look at a machinima I made on what you're going to see to prep you for seeing it, and then we'll go to that site and you'll have all kinds of ideas of what to look for, to touch, etc. The one thing I'd like to stress right now is when we go to the venue, there is a doorbell outside the house. Please ring the doorbell, because if you ring the doorbell, you'll get note cards that will help you with some of the other things. And I'd also like to note that I've spread out some food, which you're ready to eat unless your avatar's on a diet. And I've also put out some gifts. You'll see on a counter that I've got all kinds of food and drinks that you can import in a multi-level menu that you can drop into any piece of furniture. So if you have a refrigerator in your residence here in Second Life and you want to stock it, you drop my script in there and it attaches to all these items. And then when people click on your refrigerator, they'll get a list of things that they can choose in a wide variety of categories. There are also bookshelves that you can touch to get novels, complete novels in note card form. There's a book on how to do things in Second Life called, it's modeled after the Dummies series of books. And if you see any things with floating freebie, with the word freebie floating above it, you're welcome to take copies of those as well. Oh, I'm going to have you look at the video, and the first thing it's going to tell you is teaching in Second Life is a very special place to teach. And most of your time should be spent going all over Second Life and immersing people in situations where they will use language, whatever language you're trying to teach. But sometimes you need to have a home base. And if you're going to have a home base, you might as well stock it with all kinds of tools that'll make it easy for you to teach students when they first meet at your place before going off on their adventures. At any rate, you should have the link right now. I can put it again in chat for you to go to the video, and then afterwards you have the link for my house, and I will be waiting at my house for you. Are there any questions? My mic was on, right?
Yes, your mic was on. I think we all heard you. Does anyone need the link? I'm going to hang out here for just a minute in case anyone has trouble getting over there.
Okay, so I'm going to go to my house now, and hopefully people are taking a look at that video. Aha! And I'm not the only one here. Hi there. Teaching in Second Life is a very special experience, but sometimes it is difficult to figure out how to do exactly what you want to do. I'd like to show you some tools I have found or created to make teaching here easier. Although most of your time with students will be spent working with them in the many very different and amazing venues of Second Life, there will be times when you will want to have an established place to meet. Wherever that place is, the items I'm going to show you will make your job easier. For my students, I have created the home behind me on EduNation Island. We meet here at the beginning of many of our lessons. I always have games put out for my students to play if they choose to arrive early, like the word scramble game under the umbrella near the water. When students want to enter my house, I encourage them to ring my doorbell, like they would do in real life. I've put scripts in the doorbell so it keeps the list of the avatars that come near it and gives out handouts and notes I would like my visitors to have. The first room students enter is this large room with many different seating areas for group work and pair work. I've divided the house into different sound parcels that I can turn on and off to allow students to work without hearing other groups if that is important to a particular activity. Around the room and throughout the house are a variety of interactive objects. For example, students can click on the newspapers on the coffee tables to hold them and read whatever contents you put inside them. If students click on the bookcase in the corner, they can get one of the many books inside the bookcase to read on their own or with a group. The TV above the fireplace can connect us to any video on the internet through a series of menus that pop up if we click on the word Damani on the bottom right-hand corner of the TV. Then we can sit on these couches here in Second Life and watch the movie clips or YouTube videos together. My kitchen is also interactive. If students click on the All right, is anyone ready to take a look around? Looks like most people are here. So you should come out to the front of the house. Realize that the teleport put you up against the wall as if you were a bad child. You had to stand in the corner. But if you come here, you should be able to click on the doorbell and be given some note cards. And hopefully that worked. Not working for me. If it's not working for other people, I can give you the note cards directly. Normally you can hear the doorbell too, and I don't hear it. Did anybody hear the doorbell ring? Well, the doorbell is not necessary. The major thing is that you are welcome here, and you should come in and look around. You saw this in the video, and touch the different objects. And you hear bells. That's funny. I don't hear anything. I don't hear any person either. And yet it says I'm on speak. And I'm assuming you can hear me, yeah.
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Now I can. When I was outside the door, I couldn't. So my sound parcels must be turned on, because the front is separated in a different sound parcel. So maybe Gwen, is Gwen here? If Gwen could check my sound parcels and turn them off. And or I might be able to do it. Let's see. About and sound. Enable voice. Everyone. Group. Doesn't look like sound parcels are on. Well, that is one of the types of glitches that you have in Second Life occasionally. However, sound parcels are a really good idea, because then you can have, there's Gwen outside. Gwen, come in. When you're outside, you're not hearable, but when you're inside, we can hear you. And I think it has something to do with the sound parcels, but when I looked at the parcel maps, it's not showing up as parcels being on or even established. I don't want the sound parcels enabled. I want them turned off, because the sound parcels enabled means if you go outside, you can't hear. Oh, they are not. It's funny. I no longer hear anybody anymore. I did for a moment.
Well, do you hear me?
Oh, now I hear you.
Yeah, okay. We're still here.
Okay, so take a look around and you will notice that I have put in something to represent every letter of the alphabet. So one of the note cards I was going to give you, but it's not necessary. I'll have to figure out what the problem is with the doorbell. Had the alphabet for you to make a list for one thing for every letter of the alphabet, which is a great thing to do when you're first getting to know students. So they come in, they ring the doorbell, they get a note card that says, look around the house. Show me what vocabulary you know. There should be something for every letter of the alphabet. I like having a full house like this established so that we can role play all kinds of things that are specific to being at home or having guests. Some of the things that aren't in the video are there are bathrooms here. They're with flushing toilets, showers, the water comes on. There's a bedroom with a mirror. If you click on the mirror, it will change your view so you're looking at your avatar, and your avatar will pose in different positions to show you how great you look in your outfit. And there are also pictures hung on the wall that are from my real life, that are photos, and also pictures that I've painted in real life are on the wall in the bedroom as well. So it's really nice that you can bring in realia from your real life into Second Life for meeting people. Because people like to know who you are, and if they know something about you, then they're a bit more willing to talk about themselves, and that is the ultimate goal. We want them talking as much as possible about their lives and what interests them. So anything to get that started is great. So in this room, you should have been able to click on the TV. There's a funny little gray box on it now. I'm not sure why that is. I never lock this place up, and anybody is welcome to come use it unless I'm in here with students. However, some people have been coming in and changing the color of my furniture, which that's not optimal. Somebody keeps turning my washing machine upstairs pink. I'm a feminist. I don't do pink. So I don't do pink washing machines, so I have to keep changing it back. Yeah, it's pretty odd. And someone has turned this furniture down here green, and they fortunately didn't change the texture. The furniture, most of the furniture in this house, I've made from scratch. And like the couches and chairs and tables. And eventually I will make copies that people can have. I had to learn how to do some scripting, and especially for how to have people sit in different poses. And I think each of the seating areas allows you to sit in 16 different poses. But I did it with my model, and now I have to go back and redo it for all of the other couches. And I made something like 50 different ones with different patterns and colors. And so I have fluoro and solids and stripes and plaids. And at some point, I will either give away or sell for a low price on Marketplace some of these things I've been building. One of the reasons I built so many things was I wanted low prim. And a lot of the things you get, like couches, are usually a huge amount of prim, and beds are another thing. And beds have scripts in for certain things I don't want my students doing. So I thought, okay, well, I'll make one. So I made a bed that has poses and stuff, but not any of the questionable poses. And I made chairs that have sits, but no questionable sits. It did take an incredible amount of time to do all this. But I like learning new things, and I think this is a wonderful venue for teaching. And so it was worth it for me to put that effort in. Thought that was a newbie out there, Corellia. You didn't open the door. I opened it for you because I'm a great host. And then if you get bored with this house, you can always go next door to Corellia's. Okay, some of the things that didn't show in the video are You look over here. I have bathrooms downstairs and upstairs. Lights, look at how the lights actually show. They turn on and off and filter. And if you change in your world setting what the sun is set for, it looks wonderful in different lightings. Like sunset, it's beautiful at sunset in here. So you might want to try playing with the settings. And again, that's great for when you have students, because you can pull them more into whatever your role play is if you can make it look like what you're telling them it is. If you're saying it's night, it should look like night. If any of you have tried to get a kitchen before, kitchens are an incredible amount of prims. See this kitchen unit here? It's one prim. Not the chairs and the counter, though they're not much more than that, but the wall with the plates and the stove. And the way I did that is I made a box. I colored it white. I had a picture from a magazine of a nice looking kitchen. I uploaded the picture here into Second Life and put it as a texture on that face, and there you have it. A one prim kitchen. Be wonderful, because I have a lot of things here and they all take prims. So as many things as I can get to a low prim as possible is good for me and will be good for you as well. You follow me upstairs. Don't follow Corellia. She's got stuff behind the stairs before. Oh, you can see my laundry room. Again, this laundry room I did by taking a picture out of a magazine, bringing it up, building a wall, and putting it on the wall. So it's one prim to get like the closet with the hangers and ironing board and everything. And that's crazy. If you tried to get each of those things, you would have 100 prim just for that stupid closet. So it's a way to give more depth, and the more depth you have, the more you pull people in. Now I'm thinking, since somebody has been turning my washing machine pink, and Corellia has pink hair, I don't know. Maybe I would have to be suspicious of my neighbor. Okay, let's go into my office. This you saw on the video. And man, I wish I had this house in real life. Look at all these windows. And when the sun sets, and the birds are calling, and it's just something else. And we have here, as with all the rooms, many different centers of activity. So we can do something as a whole group, or there can be pair work, or some people working on a game. And you can spy on your neighbor with this handy-dandy telescope here, aimed, oh my God, it's aimed right at you, Corellia. Dang, I thought I'd moved it. I know one thing I still want to fix up here is the clock always says 10 after 10, but it's possible to make it so the clock really tells the correct Second Life time. So there's always something more that you can think of to change. You know, even the little computer at my desk is a real computer. I mean, you can go onto the internet through it, supposedly. But my biggest pleasure in things I developed is the whiteboard. Because, again, they were a lot of prim, and it just didn't seem like it should be that difficult. I literally took a picture of a whiteboard to put on the face of it so it looks like a whiteboard. And built a stand to hold it, and then put the red strip on the side so that you can flip it, and you'll know what to touch to make it flip. Because I needed to know that. I kept forgetting which of the stripes I needed to touch. So now it's always easy. See, here's one side, there's the other side. And again, that's something I want to make available to everybody. Notes on the noteboard. You can see Corellia left me a nice neighbor note. We have a different bathroom in here. More masculine. One downstairs was neutral. This one's more masculine. And the one in my bedroom is more feminine. Let's go take a look at the bedroom. Can't seem to walk forward. What's that? Okay, let's see. No? Oh, there we go. I don't know. I'll turn on the light so you can see in the hall. There we go. We're going across. So in this room, it has nice little things like when I'm changing and I don't want my neighbor to see, I can put the blinds up and down. When I'm not changing and I want the light, because again, there's a fair number of windows in this room, I'm able to put the blinds up. And this has actually proved to be quite useful for people because every once in a while you want to change your outfit and somebody attempts to change it and they're nude for a moment. So it's good to have a room you can go to where people won't see you nude if you goof up in the changing process. So I have sent people here before who got caught in an embarrassing situation. But you should try to click on the mirror and see what happens when you click on the mirror in the corner. Now look, she's going through her paces there. Oh yeah, yep. And I had made a video before we made the shorter one that you saw. And in this pose right here that she's doing now, I said, does this make my butt look big? I personally never stand in front of a mirror that way. You can see on the wall some paintings that I painted in real life. Most of these things, if you get close to them, the lights activate, or you can touch the lights on and off. And it's really nice. The colors in here are very much the colors I have in my own home, and a quilt like that. And then in the bathroom, it's again another one of those tricks where I actually put out many different things in there, like the stained glass frame by the tub. And it was a lot of prim. So I set it there, and then I took a picture of my bathroom. Then I uploaded the picture and put it on a blank wall and took away the things that were eating prim. So it looks like there's a folding glass screen there, but it's only a picture of a folding glass screen that I really bought. I like it up here too that there are, again, more seating areas. More seating areas downstairs. For me, the goal was to make it so I could accommodate as many people in as many different groupings as possible. And the payback is I hopefully will never have to make yet another house. This is, let's see, I had a lighthouse for a house. I had a boat for a house, a real boathouse. I have a mountain cabin still. I had a modern sky loft. And then I had a very nice house in English City. But this house is the nicest, I think. And especially because it's very easy for me to come now and do things that I need to do with students. I know that when I was in English City, for example, every time I wanted to do something, I had to like find in my inventory and quick res things and set them up, and positioning things alone takes a fair amount of time. If you have students sitting there, you know, waiting for the lesson to begin, you don't want them sitting there waiting for the lesson to begin while you plop down furniture and, oh my God, we have more people? Oh shoot, let me go find some more chairs and put them down. That is not how I want to spend my time when I have students. So I am serious when I say you're welcome to come use this. Just don't change the color of my furniture. It was a lot of work, so the more people get use out of it, the happier I am. Does anyone have any questions?
I would like to say that I didn't change the colour of anything, honestly. I wouldn't like people to think that I really would do anything like that at all, not on purpose anyway. I think it's fantastic, this. It really is lovely.
Well, I build things in real life. I guess I'm going to have to build me this boathouse.
I mean, certainly your offer that we could use it would be lovely. And one thing that would be great for me would be if the land could be made G, general, because then I could bring 16 and 17-year-olds here. But it may be that you know that would be a decision for Heike, I suppose. Do you want to limit it to 18 plus?
It's not an issue with me. And everything in here is G. But things are modifiable. If somebody knows what they're doing, they could drop, especially into the TV, things that I don't want them to. And at this point, I've made it so anybody can come in and use the things. Anybody can come and use the TV, for example. And somebody said to me, well, do you really want to do that when you have students? They're going to, you know, pull up all kinds of weird things. I have not had that problem. When I start having that problem, I probably will switch it. But for me, it was worth it to make it so that other people can use this venue for teaching their students. And, you know, I will certainly speak very strictly to any student who messes with the TV and therefore messes with other people's access to these things. Okay, well, that is all I have to say. Thank you for coming to my house. I love showing it off.
And thank you for welcoming us to your house. This is wonderful.
Anytime. Anybody is welcome here anytime. Okay, well, unfortunately, real life calls for me. Actually, it calls for me to do some things for tomorrow's machinima workshop. And I think Jens fell asleep. Poor guy. He asked me if he could have a moment to talk, and I said, no! I just realized I have to make a PowerPoint for my games. And
all right. Well, thank you very much once again, and we really appreciate your time. We'll look forward to your workshop tomorrow.
Okay, sounds great. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, everybody. Is that the end of